Today, our mobile team is visiting the Gods of War, the 55th Separate Artillery Brigade Zaporizhzhia siege.
Fire! Fire! This is the self-propelled gun Caesar. The big advantage, it's on a wheeled chassis, which makes it very mobile. Then there's the high rate of fire, plus the ability to use navigation systems that allows us to set up a firing position in just a couple of minutes. And, of course, it can fire the latest high-precision rounds specifically designed for this system.
Tell me, what's the hardest part of counter-battery warfare? Why do they call it a real military art?
The difficulty in counter-battery work, I think, is that the enemy doesn't stand still. They adapt. They improve their camouflage, their training, and their firing positions. Over the last 2 years, they've picked up the tactic of using small fire groups, just 1 or 2 guns, not full batteries like they did at the start of the full-scale invasion. Back then, like the book says, start with the guns in the field. They were easy to spot and take out quickly.
Tell me, what's the most memorable, like the juiciest target you've taken out with the Caesar?
We've hit a lot while working this system. But one that really stuck with me, fall 2023, Shakhtarsk sector. Almost on the second shot during counter-battery fire, we destroyed a Russian Tu-S19 Musta-S self-propelled gun. That's one of their top competitors against us in counter-battery duels.
So you basically outplayed it? Was it loaded?
Loaded, yeah. The ammo went up with it. Nothing was left.
How long does it take for an SPG crew to work like one smooth, synchronized machine?
Well, look, in about 2 weeks, the crew got all the necessary knowledge and skills. But true cohesion builds every single day as they keep working non-stop in the hardest sectors. They're constantly getting sharper. With each soldier, you need your own approach. You talk to them, you've got their back, no matter what, and they'll repay you for that with their work.
How long have you been working on this SPG?
About 2 months.
But I see you've already made yourselves at home. I see little angels, magnets.
Every guy on the crew added something of his own. This here's from my youngest daughter. She's turning 9 soon. I've got one angel on the armor by my carbine, another one here.
What impressed you the most when you first climbed into the Caesar? Your first days working on it?
The automation. You don't need a long setup time to get it into firing position. The mobility. You shoot, relocate, and the work process is simple.
And what exactly makes it simple?
Everything's tied into GPS. You just set it, and you're ready to fire. Everything's in one place. You don't need, like before, a meteorologist in a separate vehicle setting up some weather station. None of that here.
And what kind of shells do you personally enjoy working with the most?
Depends on the target. But I like it when we hit. With HE rounds for taking apart bunkers or buildings. And I like cluster munitions. When the enemy is arrogantly swarming across our land, and we just
Thin them out a bit with clusters.
Yeah, thin them out with clusters. Once, in the Vuhledar sector, if I'm not mistaken, we were hitting them with clusters for about a week straight. They kept pushing forward. We kept hammering them. Want me to show you roughly what the ammo looks like?
Sure.
Here's the shell itself. You see it. Here's where you input the number. Here's the type. Confirm. And it's off. Here's the fuse, the shell body, the propellant charge. All of it gets entered here. Coordinates get entered here too. As gun commander, I've got my own screen here. I can input coordinates, everything. You can work entirely off the monitor.
Why two screens?
For adjustments, when you need to shift left, right, up the charge, lower it, you do it all here. We work in English. Switching to our own language, it's like, what do I click here again?
But now you're used to it?
Yeah, now we are. There it's fire, then confirm. Boom, done. Switching back to our language feels a bit weird now. Don't even get me started on the French.
What's the most rounds you've fired in a single day?
Me personally, 184.
Was that during the counteroffensive?
Yeah, it was heavy action. For this system, firing 100 rounds in a day is no problem. During the counteroffensive, our daily average was about 100 rounds a day, and that's sustained fire, day after day. Take firing position. Joker, copy.
We got incredibly lucky. Right in the middle of the interview, the guys got the order to engage. Now we're going to see the French Caesar SPG in action for real.
Loaded. Gun. Fire. Gun. Fire. Fire.
Together with an on-call repair crew from the 148th Separate Artillery Brigade, we're heading out to a Caesar gun. This is a big gun, and moving it from the front lines if something breaks is risky. It could be spotted by the enemy, and it's a very tempting target. That's why repair crews go straight to the combat positions and fix whatever breaks happen right there on site. In the sky, there may be enemy eyes constantly watching what's happening on and around the battlefield. And they can quickly vector in an FPV strike drone. So you have to move fast. And there it is. We've arrived.
Turn the wheel, I'll crawl under and take a look. Yeah. Looks like the brake line to the handbrake got torn off. Because of that, the vehicle basically locked up, and it can't move any further.
What caused it?
See, there are a lot of branches here. Something snagged it and ripped it out. The factory didn't design any protection for it.
How often does this kind of breakdown happen? How bad is it?
Now that winter's coming, mud freezing temps, it'll be almost every day.
Does the vehicle ever go back to the rear?
It goes to the rear only if there's a serious breakdown and it needs to be swapped out for another vehicle. The machine itself is good, reliable. It protects from shrapnel. You can see it on the vehicle. Here's where the armored glass held, and here's where the doors held. Shrapnel protection, damaged glass, shrapnel marks, doors, here and here. Over there's a big fragment. 1, 2, 3. More fragments. That area got sprayed pretty good. Whatever we can fix ourselves, we do. What we can't, we call in the repair crew.
They say the Caesar is a bit delicate.
It's got a lot of sensors. Weather, dust, all of it affects them. On one tray alone, you've got 4 to 5 sensors. This tray feeds the shells into the barrel. These flaps here can fail. Then there are the gearboxes and hydraulic motors. Our guys have figured out how to refill the lubricants and nitrogen on it. They even do it right at the firing position. If it weren't for these guys right here, this machine wouldn't have fired even half the rounds it has. That's how it is. They're the people in the shadows. But thanks to them, these machines keep working. And these machines do need their share of maintenance time. There's nothing more to add. And Vanya, that's a golden man. The repair guys came in, quietly fixed everything. Then they said, the Caesar crew hit the target. But we wouldn't have hit it if they hadn't fixed the gun first. We have our own work. We service it. But if it's a serious breakdown, we can't do it. They know the technical guts better. Just like us, they understand that the guys holding the front line depend on our work. We know those men out there are more worn out, more exhausted. Every shot we fire could save them.
How long does it take you to fix it? What's the average?
On average, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. Depends on the weather. In winter, you have to dig out all that mud, chip it away, knock it loose. That can take an hour, even an hour and a half. But right now, the mud's not too bad. I'll get it done in 20 minutes.
How long have you been fixing these Caesars?
About a year and a half now.
What can you say about the machine?
It's a good gun, but not for our weather. She's delicate. She's gentle. Very picky. But thank God she hits the enemy dead on. And she will keep hitting. That's it. We can test her. Step back a bit.
"20 minutes. The Caesar is back online and ready to pound the enemy again." That's how the paratroopers of the 148th Separate Artillery Brigade work. They're battlefield doctors.
Героям слава!